As I wondered this, I remembered one of my very favorite episodes of Minnesota Public Radio's This American Life. One of the acts is a story about Jesus, reimagined from a contemporary middle schooler's point of view. In it, Jesus is the narrator's friend, and he's constantly saying and doing crazy things, blessing the uncool kids and treating them with respect. Jesus and I were in grade 6 when we first met, the narrator says. And back then, not everyone was allowed to hang out with me. A part of the reason, she says, was the way I dressed. I was the only girl in class who had a pair of high heels, and for my birthday, my mother bought me a ton of black bracelets with studs on them. But my attitude has always been to just be who you got to be. A part of this way of thinking comes from me, but a good part of it also comes from the stuff Jesus taught me, she says. When Jesus shows up at her family's apartment after school one day, the narrator is put out. She never invited people over because she invited a friend over once, and he told her their apartment was depressing. But then Jesus comes over and he says, "I like your place. You have a great view from here, right out onto the record store. It probably helps you dream of music. We have the best neighborhood." When she asks him if he wouldn't rather live in a wealthy neighborhood, he replies, "It's way better to have less. It's cooler." He said this very matter of fact, the narrator notes. And maybe that's why I bought it. It seemed to just make sense, like he was saying something that I'd already thought of myself, but had never actually got around to putting into complete sentences. Jesus' words made me feel like no matter how much there was something deep down wrong with you, there really wasn't anything wrong with you at all. In giving the Beatitudes, the blessings, Jesus never points out who the meek and the poor in spirit are versus who the rich are. He never points out who is who. We get to decide which one we are. And maybe that's why the Beatitudes burn a little bit like a hot apple pie. Because perhaps you have a sense of who you are. Or maybe you're the merciful, the one who mourns, and Jesus' words are sweeter and more filling than any apple pie could be. Or maybe we're both. Jesus is making it broad enough that we fit into both the rich and blessed. Might there be some who are both rich and merciful? When Jesus says, "Blessed are you," who is Jesus talking to? Perhaps it's more open than we think. And at different times in our lives, we are both the rich and the blessed. So as we rally today, what do we rally for? For what purpose are we coming together? Are we rallying solely for the sake of Christian education or social justice in the community? If we are honest about what we are rallying for, perhaps it is a God who blesses those who have more despair than hope, those who fall short, those who never feel special, those who are discriminated against and shamed. A God who never stops loving, honoring, restoring, and uplifting. May it be so. Amen.